Hello, welcome to Hard Mode and Hardware, and welcome back to How to Level a Hunter in WoW Classic. Now, I said at the end of the live stream that I was going to get to level 8, and then we'd have a look at the next lot of abilities and how to use them effectively. So that's what we're going to do now. I've just dinged level 8, so let's drop down in a suicidal fashion. Ouch. And let's go and see what our next abilities are. So still level 8, haven't got to the Hunter pet phase yet, so need to have a look at what abilities we can use. See, the Hunter Trainer's now got the white quest. That'll be the pet quest when it finally goes yellow. I think, well, it will be level 10. So, available to me now, parry for 2 silver. 0% chance to parry, that will increase with agility, I think. It's worth it until you get your pet. Hopefully once you get your pet, you'll have the pet doing most of the tanking, but it might be worth taking. Concussive shot every time. That is one definitely to take, because any ability that keeps your target at arm's length, keeps them as far away as you can, means you're going to get more shots off at them, means you're going to do more damage. It's well worth it. Raptor Strike rank 2. Because we're still meleeing a lot, I am going to get it. You don't necessarily have to buy it. If you only have enough for one of these spells, definitely get Concussive Shot. I'm going to buy all 3 because I've got the cash for it. So, I'm just going to sell up everything, and then I'll see you in a minute and I'll show you how this works. We'll move on to a mob and show you the best way to use these abilities. Okay, so I'm going to head into this cave and do this quest in here, and we'll show you on these grells, these sprites, how this is going to work. So, same again, we're going to start with a Hunter's Mark. I'm going to hit Serpent Sting, then I'm going to go Concussive Shot, and then Arcane Shot. So, Serpent Sting, Concussive Shot, we're going to get Arcane, and we're going to keep auto-firing, and then we're into combat. But as you can see, we're gradually getting to that point now where we're mostly killing the mobs at distance, which is exactly what you want to be doing. Once you get your pet and they're doing the tanking as well, you shouldn't really struggle keeping them away from you. And the amount of damage you'll put out at distance will increase. So life will get a lot easier. So I'm going to I'll do that again just to show you how the order I'll be doing that. Just in case you don't know the best way to use these abilities at this point. So, Hunter's Mark, Serpent Sting, Concussive Shot, Arcane Shot, and I'm just going to keep backing off. We'll get another shot off there, it's not too bad. And then one single Raptor Strike, and he died from Serpent Sting. So there you go. So it's that simple at this point. It's just stacking those abilities gradually. The Concussive Shot will keep them away for a little bit longer. Try and use them at max distance as well. Let's see if I can do it one more time at max distance. There's one over there. Probably not going to get max distance on him, but we'll give it a go anyway. So, Serpent Sting, Concussive Shot, Arcane Shot, and I'm going to just keep auto shooting. And we might even kill him outright. Yeah, there you go. Kill him without him even getting to us. There you go. So that's the order we're going to use them at level 8. So, I will carry on questing. We'll get to level 10, and I'll show you the next set of abilities. We'll show you the pet and your first talent point. So, back in a second. Okay, so I'm finally level 10. That was a hell of a slog. There's something very... what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard work without a pet when you're used to being a hunter with a pet. But we're here. We're level 10 now. So, we'll go through the talents in a minute. Abilities first. We'll do the abilities. So, Aspect of the Hawk. This increases your range attack by 20. This is going to be fantastic once we've got a pet that can keep aggro, because you now can start focusing on the damage you're doing rather than trying to stay alive. So we'll definitely be picking that one up. Just filter this out for the ones that are available. Serpent Sting rank 2. More damage you can do, the better. Track humanoids has some utility, especially if you know you're looking for a particular type of humanoid. So like the gnoll the gnolls and the whatever the bear people are called, that race of mob in the game. They are humanoid, as are harpies, I think. So they're all various things that are that you can track, which makes life a lot easier. So I'm definitely going to pick up Aspect of the Hawk. because it's too useful not to use. Aspect of the monkey if you get... So you can switch to aspect of the monkey if you get caught and you need to dodge. But aspect of the hawk for the most part because you are going to be doing extra damage. I will pick up... Oh, that's the quest. I will pick up Serpent Sting rank 2 because we'll be doing some more damage, and I will pick up Track Humanoids because I want to. It will have utility. So Serpent Sting rank 2, must stick that on the bar. Track Humanoids will stick over here, so it's all lovely and in order. Okay, so next up, we'll do we'll have a look at the talents. Right, so for leveling, without a doubt, you want to be putting your talents into Beast Mastery first. I'll go through each talent point as they come up, but without a doubt, you want to be putting them into Beast Mastery first because to stay alive more easily out in the world on your own, you're going to be using your pet and relying on your pet more. So if you strengthen your pet, give them more utility, make them better at keeping hold of aggro, then you're not going to struggle as much as if you put them into... You can go into marksmanship, but you are basically then trying to race the mob. You're trying to bring the mob down before it gets to you. You'll still have your pet, but your talents are focused on how much damage you do, not how much your pet can take and how much aggro your pet can hold. So you're kind of hoping that you're going to outrace that mob. Before it can kill you, you've got to be able to do it. And don't forget, you've got that minimum range still. I think there might be a talent that reduces your minimum range, but even still. So, I highly suggest you go into Beast Mastery. So, your first two options are improved Aspect of the Hawk. While Aspect of the Hawk is active, all normal range attacks have a 1% chance of increasing ranged attack speed by 30% for 12 seconds. So, that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. So up to 5% chance of increasing range attack speed by 30%. It is useful, definitely. But to begin with, you want to increase the health of your pets by 3%. That's going to bring them up to 15% extra health by the time you've completed this. So we'll definitely go into that first. So that's where we recommend you put your first point. And that's into endurance training. Now remember with the talents in Classic, once you've clicked it, it's spent. That's you done. You need to spend money to reset them, so make sure you click the right one before you're selecting the right one before you actually click, because otherwise you might regret it. So there we go, there's the talents. We will be putting some into marksmanship because obviously you want to be able to do the damage, and there might even be a couple of points to put into survival, but for the most part we're going to be going into Beast Mastery for leveling. It can be used after leveling as well, but definitely for leveling because it's going to keep you, it's seriously going to make your ride a lot easier. So that's talent points. Next up, we're going to do Taming the Beast, which is where we're going to go and get our pet. So use the Taming Rod to tame a Webwood Lurker. Practice your skills, then return to the Taming Rod to Dalazar and Dolinar. So, Taming Rod, let's put that in the bar so that we can cast it easily. So I'm going to go and find a Webwood Lurker. I'm going to end up with a cat or a bear when I can do it myself. But for now, we're going to go and tame a Webwood Lurker because that was what the man said. And that's what we've got to do. There we go, Webwood Lurker. Let's cast it. So basically, you've got to channel this all the way through until it's done. The mob will be attacking you. So as you can see, there will be tricks to this. Things you can do. Because you can damage the pet, even if you're taming it, but you can't, obviously, don't kill it. But what you can do is freeze it in place or slow it down. There we go. I've got a pet. Look at that, I've got a pet. Yeah, so you freeze them in place, slow them down. That's going to give you more time because they will just keep hitting you while you're trying to tame them. So we've tamed ourselves a spider. I do not like having a spider as a pet. I do not like the sound of spiders either. So there we go. I am a fast learner. You use the taming rod to tame a night saber stalker. Practice your skills in return. I've got to fight this one because once you let go of them, they get aggro on you again. Weird thing about pets in this iteration is that you've got to keep them happy, which is weird.
I'm listening.
Taming the beast. Night saber stalker. So let's find ourselves a night saber stalker. Oh, they're at the other end. Oh. Right, okay. Well, I will get back to you in a moment when I've reached the Night Saber Stalkers. Turns out there's Night Saber Stalkers around somewhere south, apparently. So I'm going to go and look for one. I've also picked up skinning because... Oh, see, look, failed attempt. I forgot you could have a failed attempt. That's not a thing anymore. So I've also picked up skinning and leatherworking because I will be using those very shortly. I'm thinking if I cross the lake there will be Night Saber Stalkers. I'm hoping so anyway. Because he did say to the south. And this is definitely south. See how you can track other humanoids. We want to track beasts at the moment. So there we go, Night Saber Stalker. Where's the Night Saber Stalker? Right, okay. So we're going to have to re-equip the taming rod. I'm going to kill this pet because this stupid hunter has just done that to me on purpose. That is so annoying. That is really annoying. So there we go. I forgot to hit record, but I think I just about caused it. I've done the Night Saber Stalker anyway, so we'll head back. I'm not going to use my Hearthstone because it doesn't cool down quick enough. It takes an hour.
Ishnuala.
And finally got to do a Strigid Screecher. Strigid Screecher. To the west. Thanks for your help. Right, so I'm going to go off and find a Strigid Screecher to the west. I will catch up with you in a second. Tell you what I'll do. I'll go on the map and show you. So round about here you'll see Strigid Screechers in this area I am now indicating on the map. If you're looking for Night Saber Stalkers, they'll be round from here round this area. They're also up here. And obviously the webwoods, they're spiders. Can't remember what they're called. The first one is around this area. Just in case you were wondering where I was getting them. So I'm going to make my way back to Dolinar. I promise I'll hit record before I do the next bit. I'll try and remember anyway. So I'll see you back at Dolinar. Right, back at Dolinar. Turning the last quest. Knock the microphone as well. Right, so taming lesson. Teaches tame beast, call pet, and dismiss pet. These are the things we will need. Complete quest. Speak to Jocasta in the Snarian Enclave in Darnassus. So I need to go to Darnassus next. So that's fine. We'll do that in a moment. So I'm going to just get rid of this pet for a start. Because I'm going to go and pick up a cat. Because they're my favourite. Ideally I want a bear, but I don't think there's any bears in Eldrasil, not that I can remember. So I'm going to have to put up with a cat for a little while, but that's not a problem. Just deal with this now. Sorry about that. Okay. So, I will do that. I'll go and tame a cat, and then we will head to Darnassus. So, here we go, Night Saber. As long as this druid doesn't... Oh. Like that, the druid just starts killing it, so... Oh well, we'll give it a go. I might be able to tame it. No, the druid's going to kill it. Okay, so I'm going to have to go and find another one. Fair enough. Thanks for your help. Let's try this one then. This is the problem, you see. People can still attack the mobs, the mobs that you're trying to tame. But we'll try. We'll try. I'm not picking up a particularly high level Night Saber. It's level 6, so your pets have a level and they level up as you do. They gain XP like you do, if I remember rightly. So, first pet. Oh, it's so cute. Right, so there you go. There's my first pet. Well, first thing I'm going to do is rename them because there's so many people who don't rename their pets. I'm going to call this one Fluffy. This one is going to be called. Rename your pet Fluffy. There we go. So a lot of people walking around with pets with the standard names. So there you go. I've got my first pet. Next thing to do is head to Darnassus and pick up the skills I need to keep this pet happy, because that is a thing that will happen. So I will see you in Darnassus. So arrived at the Cenarian Enclave. Gotta go up this ramp, I think. Gonna meet someone who's gonna teach me how to train my pets and keep Fluffy from running away. Because if you don't keep him fed, you can see up here he's got a little icon. He's unhappy. He causes less damage, so only 75% normal damage, and he's losing loyalty. And if you leave him long enough, he will just literally run away, which is not good. So I'm going to complete this quest. We're going to get the skills we need to keep him happy, keep him alive. So we can dismiss pet. So we've got call pet, dismiss pet. We're going to feed pet, revive pet. Tame beast we can now get rid of because I won't be taming another one for a while. So there we go. I'm going to need to feed him some meat. So let's see if I can feed. Because what will happen is if you try and feed him the wrong thing, it will say Fluffy doesn't eat that kind of food or something like that. Something like that anyway. So as you can see, feed pet effect. Increases happiness. So while this is like that, see his happiness has gone up. He's content. 100% of normal damage, gaining loyalty, which is always good. If you look at the pet tab, you will be able to train him eventually, but he's rebellious at the moment. But he's gaining loyalty, so he will get more and more loyal. So I will keep feeding him like so on spider legs. I think the better the food, the more they get from it. So cooked food is probably better. But any meat, fish... what was it? Meat, fish... Meat or fish. So now he's completely happy. He's doing 125% of normal damage and gaining loyalty. So there we go. He's rebellious, but we'll get there. He's loyalty level 1. So if you keep him fed and keep him happy, he will gain loyalty eventually. It's a lot harder to lose your pet once they get up the loyalty. These are all details I'd forgotten, to be honest. I'd forgotten about the loyalty. I remembered feeding, but I forgot about the loyalty. So there you go. That's my first pet, Fluffy. So everybody say hello to Fluffy. I think what I'll do when I tame my first bear, I will throw it out to you guys to name them. But there you go. There's my first bear. So what I'll do, now that we've got, these are all the abilities. So revive pet out of combat, I think. Only you can do it in combat. Obviously, if you're getting hit, it's going to interrupt it. It's going to suck. But you can revive your pet once it dies. You can feed, obviously, what we've just been showing you. Dismiss pet if you want, and this you will probably find yourself using in dungeons when you do things like jump down to skip a bit or something like that. Because if you don't do it, and this is key, and I'm telling you this now because it'll save you a lot of headaches, even in the early dungeons. If you jump down somewhere, your cat will your pet will path to you by the nearest actual route, which can quite often lead to them pulling a lot of mobs with them. So if you're doing it, dismiss your pet, call them back in a second, because it's just not worth it. You will just get kicked from the group. Call pet, the opposite of dismiss pet. So that's all we've got for those at the moment. We don't need to tame anymore. Along the bottom you've got some abilities. So you've got attack, you've got follow, so constantly follow. You can get them to stay where they are for whatever reason. Cower, which lowers the threat of the cat, because obviously then you can, to keep your aggro off the cat, because the cat's about doing damage, not about, you know, taking damage. Bears are for that. So if you want, you can set that. As you can see, the glowing trails going around, and that means it's constantly active. If I right click it, it's not active. I can click it singly to make it happen. But if I right click it again, it's constantly active, so it'll use it as often as it can once it's in combat. And then over this side we've got aggressive, which means it'll attack any nearby enemies. You don't want to do that. That's a nightmare in dungeons as well. Defensive will only attack enemies that attack you or your pets, so only when you get hit. And passive won't attack at all, which is no fun. What's the point in having a pet who doesn't attack at all? Control and 1, in my case, is the keyboard bind to send them in. So with a bear, what you want to do is send them in first, because then you're not doing any damage until they have all at the same time, and then that way you won't lose. They won't lose aggro, and you won't get dead. So I will be back once I hit level 12 for the next set of abilities. I'm going to go and do a few more quests. I'll get to level 12, get the new abilities, and we'll have a look at what's worth keeping. Oh no, we didn't do talent point. Yeah, we did do talent points. Ignore me. Yeah, so I'll get to level 12 and we'll see what abilities we've got, and we'll talk through what's worth having, what's worth using, how to use it, and what's worth ignoring for now. So, see you in a second. Okay, so I've hit level 12. We're off to see Jocasta. Jocasta. Let's see what we can train. So, I've got Men Pet. Rank 1. This is going to be useful because he will get hit in combat a lot, especially soloing, so we're definitely going to take that one. Arcane Shot rank 2. Let's see what the difference is. It's 21 to 13. Arcane Shot's a good instant hit. I think that's worth taking every time. Distraction Shot. When you're solo leveling, I wouldn't bother taking it because it'll save you 6 silver if you don't take it. You don't really want to be causing extra threat. You don't want to be dragging the target off your pet, except for in extreme situations where maybe your pet's about to die. So I suppose you could take it for that if you wanted, but ideally you're not really going to use it, so it's up to you whether you want to take it. I've got enough cash to take it, so I'm going to get it anyway, so I've got the full hit of abilities. And then Wing Clip. More useful for PvP, really. Inflicts 5 damage and reduces the enemy target's movement speed by 50%. You've got to be in melee range, so it means they've got to you, which we're trying to avoid. However, if you're in a situation where they might aggro another mob, it might be worth taking. I'm going to take it anyway. We'll see if we have to use it or not. So let's get those new spells on our bar. So Mend Pet, I'm going to put over here. Oh, let's just move that down. And what have we got? Arcane Shot rank 2. So that's going to do more damage, which is good. Distracting Shot I'm going to leave for now. I'll stick it on the bar anyway, but I'm not going to use it. And then finally, Wing Clip. I'm also going to stick on the bar, but probably not going to use it. So there we go. The pet spells are there as well. If you look at the pet he is now dependable. Look, he's happy, so he's gaining loyalty, and he's dependable. So that means he's less likely to run off, and he's more likely to do exactly what I say. I don't know. I assume he just runs off is the only option. I've never had it happen because I've always been good to my pets. Always be good to your pets. The other thing is training points. I seem to remember they had talents. I might be remembering a later revision, but I don't know why they would have training points if they didn't have talents. But he's only level 9, so probably don't get access to them until level 10, the same as us. Same as characters, so there you go. As for talents, I didn't spend my level 11 one or my level 12 one because they're just going to go into this one anyway. So let's see what his health is at the moment. Oh, I can't see his health. Oh yeah, I can. 178. So I'm going to stick both points into that because we want to build his health up. 188. So there you go. He's got another 10 health points. He's going to live a bit longer. Eventually he'll get Growl, but ideally we want a bear pet. As much as I'm going to keep him and probably stable him, ideally we want a bear pet because they're much better tanks than cats are. Cats are good for stealth and, you know, burst damage. They're always good in a raid or a group. But on your own, you want a bear to hold the aggro ideally because they still do decent damage, but also they hold on to the mobs you're aiming for. So that's about it for level 12. I don't think I've missed anything. I will level on to level 14 and we will have a look at what our next set of abilities are and we'll go from there. So I will see you at level 14. Okay, so level 14. Let's have a look at what abilities we're going to get at 11, 14. Level. Just out of interest, if you look, I wish to unlearn my talents. Yes, I do. It's free the first time. I think it's free the first time.
Goddess, watch over you.
Ignore me.
Del Nadras.
Okay, so level 14. Here we go. Let's see what
Ishnu
abilities
Allah.
we're going to get at level 14. And I'll talk you through them, and then I'll look at the talent points, which isn't going to shock you either. So, Eagle Eye. Zooms in on the hunter's vision, only usable outdoors, lasts 1 minute. It is literally useless outside of PvP. Even in PvP, very limited use. Is it worth 10 silver of your time? If you're going to be doing a lot of PV, you're going to be doing a lot of battlegrounds, then possibly. It is good for seeing, you know, players coming at you from a distance, especially in things like Arathi Basin when that comes along. So you can use it for that. I'm not going to pick it up at the moment because I'm not going to use it. Eyes of the Beast. Take direct control of your pet and see through its eyes for 1 minute. It's got limited use on cats because you can stealth if you want to look for something, but other than that, I'm not really sure it's got a lot of value in the game. Again, probably more value for PvP because you can set your pet off stealth and see when people are coming towards you. Scare Beast. Scares a beast, causing it to run in fear for up to 10 seconds. Damage caused may interrupt the effect. Only one beast can be feared at a time. If you're in an area that's got a lot of beasts and you find yourself picking up too many mobs at once, that could be maybe useful. I'm not going to pick it up for now. I'm not going to use it. But yeah, no, do you know what? I will pick it up only because I'm in Darkshore now and there's quite a lot of beasts and I keep picking up 2 bears at once, so I might use it. You just got to be careful you don't aggro other things by doing that. But that's more of a problem in dungeons than anything else. You're not really going to aggro 2 bears with a bear, so don't worry about that. So pick that one up if you want. These two, if you're going to be doing PvP, then pick them up. I'm not going to pick them up for now. I'll come back to them.
Good luck, friend.
So talents at level 14. I've kept 13 and 14, so we're just going to put them both into this last talent there to fill that up. So now we're going to have access to this row from this point forward, which is the further down you go, the more useful they get. However, Aspect of the Hawk, I'm going to leave for a while because I don't want to be doing so much damage that I'm pulling aggro off my pet. So I will be leaving that for a while. I'm going to sort of carry on buffing the pet as we go. But as we level, I will come to these and show you what I'm going to do with them. So, that is level 8 to level 14. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm enjoying doing this guide. It's taken ages because leveling in this game is taking a lot longer than it used to in retail now. But I'm enjoying doing it, so I'm going to carry on doing them. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment below if there's any advice you've got for people who are leveling hunters. Hopefully this has been helpful for you this time. And don't forget to subscribe, and if you subscribe, hit the bell because then you won't miss a single video, and you can get a notification or an email, and then you'll know when I've uploaded some content. And other than that, don't forget to play it on hard mode.